This YouTuber Ryan put on a VR headset and only took them off after 100 days inside the Metaverse. So what happens when you decide to live in the Metaverse? Ryan's video was more than just a challenge, it was a fully fledged, well-developed story with some hidden details of the harsh truth behind the Metaverse. Just in case you aren't aware, the Metaverse is a virtual world, kinda like a video game. However, it's all tied into cryptocurrencies, and therefore stuff like digital land or digital assets can actually have real world value. That's right, digital real estate is actually a thing. I mean, think Ready Player One or even Free Guy.
Good morning, Goldie.
It's kinda like that. So Ryan decided to join in on this new type of adventure, not to get rich, but to get famous. And now, under his new secret alias, Ryan went all in to defeat the mighty Zerg. No, someone bigger. Zuckerberg. But every adventure has its beginnings, and Ryan was nervous before even starting. It seems that having an actual avatar that not only represents you, but is literally portraying your every action, it removes that anonymity that the internet provides. This was the case for Ryan, but not everyone. Even with this and social like situations, Ryan's first interaction was stating,
"Yo, is anybody here normal?"
That says it all, right? Seriously, how many times have you walked to a group of people and asked that question? But this doesn't mean that it's all a bad thing. It might be hard to find someone who seems normal, but it's easier to overcome the anxieties that comes with social situations within the Metaverse. Making friends in the Metaverse was like this. But in reality, it was less fun, or just kind of weird like this.
I'm having so much fun.
Although reality may seem like less fun, but the Metaverse requires a good internet connection, and Clay's wasn't up for the job. The future of the Metaverse may need their own emergency services, and I wish I was joking here. Ryan was genuinely concerned about Clay as his avatar froze up and collapsed on the floor. The Metaverse does feel like a world in itself. You lose a friend there, and it's easy to never be able to find them again. It's a strange loneliness. There was loads to discover in the Metaverse, but after having a friend, it seemed unfulfilling to continue alone. Finding normal people wasn't as easy as the first time was. Luckily, Clay came back, and it was much more meaningful than with any other game when your friend logs in.
Clay, what's up, dude?
Just like when real-world interactions are seen through the Metaverse, which is kinda weird. Clay had a dog, which was weird seeing him interact with the dog inside of the Metaverse, but it shows more life within each player, a reality that they have beyond the game. This maybe allows for a more human connection that just wouldn't normally happen in a game or over the internet. It's easier to find supportive people because it's not just a way to connect with other gamers. I guess you don't just win together, you experience the Metaverse together. These people really can become your friends. Even when logging off, it was like they would never be seeing them again. At least not for a long time. Seriously Ryan, it'll be alright, he'll come back. But there's bigger things to be worried about. It's like the Metaverse is now your second life. Ryan's girlfriend came over and brought him some food. Usually they'd eat together, but his other life had taken over a bit too much this time. He was needed inside the Metaverse. Maybe it was just fame he was chasing. Nonetheless, this was the first time we see him deciding not to engage with reality. But with Clay helping Ryan to become famous, Ryan received so much support that eventually he became king of the Metaverse. Even Darth Vader accepted this as truth. So it was true that Ryan was needed in the Metaverse. As a king, his followers needed him. Ryan had been on a mission for so long in virtual reality that he forgot about his body he'd left behind in reality, which I guess is easy to do. I mean, there are cinemas, basketball courts, and even games within the game. However, Clay went offline again, and about halfway through the challenge, he stated,
"We made it halfway. I'm not having fun anymore. I'm barely taking care of myself."
I think with friends being unavailable, boredom began setting in, so he decided to host a party and invited anyone and everyone that he could. And despite being king, he still had to lie to get people there. Although the party was successful, it didn't satisfy Ryan, not without his original friend, and Clay was still missing. Ryan's dad had lost contact with him for about 2 days now, maybe because he changed his name to Brian, which would have been an easier excuse than getting lost in the Metaverse. But he went over to check on Ryan, and he was a bit shocked. I mean, Ryan couldn't even take off the headset, but he was understanding. After he left though, it was a bit of a shock to the system for Ryan, almost forgetting the value of real-world interactions. He stated,
"I really enjoyed just sitting and talking with him. It made me realize I take it for granted sometimes, you know?
He still missed Clay and genuinely wants to join him again. Luck would have it that Clay came back one last time. They met at McDonald's, their favourite place in the Metaverse. And this was the end to Ryan's adventure within the Metaverse. But he needed to do one more thing. He went to McDonald's and met Clay in real life. It's difficult to understand how the Metaverse will develop in the future. The physical and mental strains is something that needs to be addressed. Ryan's video had hidden details throughout the story, meant for the viewers to notice and understand that with all the Metaverse has to offer, the dull real world can be left as a mere thought, and well, never taken seriously. As the story progresses, the Metaverse experience relates closer to what is expected from life emotionally, for better or for worse. But generally, life is always progressing in the virtual world. However, in reality, life is passing him by. Looking only at the reality side of the story, we have Ryan progressively making bad decisions. The apartment becomes trash, plants are dying, even Ryan himself barely functions, as seen by how generally dirty he becomes. And then there's the real relationships that he has, with his family and his girlfriend, whom he neglects. But it's easy to tarnish this with negativity, or even overpraise it as a modern wonder of gaming. Either way, I think that most of these are just too limiting to its true potential. Ryan and Clay truly became friends in the Metaverse, and that continued over in reality. The Metaverse might be helping people to get over the fear of being themselves in front of others, which is where true friendships can form. The Metaverse is a world that we can change to suit any purpose. Entertainment, professional training, simulations to better understand mental health issues, admittedly maybe after causing some. But ultimately, it's what we do with the Metaverse, with our future, that can really make a difference. If you're interested in the crazy things that YouTubers come up with, then check out this video next where Max Fosh became the richest man in the world for just 7 minutes. I'll see you there.